someone.
We have to speak Bikitsu. There's a lot of things to say. I don't know where to start, where to stop, where to start. As you know, tonight is a special Rosh Chodesh, number 1. Rosh Adar. Adar is a very special month. We'll speak about it a bit. And so it's a Parsha Truma. It's a special Parsha. So there's a lot of things to discuss and so on and so forth. But let's start from the beginning. As you know, Adar is the month of Purim. Now, the Kitzur, the month, what's Purim? Purim is the Mesiras Nefesh from Eden. People had all the Jewish people had Mesiras Nefesh on Purim to do what Hashem wanted. And there was no revelation of Hashem. Hashem was hidden completely. It was a big decree. And he didn't say, we'll do what Hashem said, no matter what. We don't care. We want Hashem. And they say this Mesiras Nefesh from Eden, Purim, was higher than Matan Torah. By Matan Torah, said the Bnei Israel, it was only because of the revelation of Hashem that they accepted the Torah. We speak about it later if you want. Harkegigis, Hashem put the whole mountain like this. Hashem to us. Hashem was so close to us that we could not say. We had to say yes. But Purim, Hashem completely hidden. And yet, Jewish people are the complete Mesiras Nefesh to be with Hashem no matter what. So Rosh Chodesh, Adar, the beginning, the source, the head of this Mesiras Nefesh to do what Hashem wants, and only what Hashem wants, only what Hashem wants. So this is the Akdama for tonight. We have to take tonight to forget about ourselves, because we think we are very important, but we are not at all. We do have to, Hashem is important, we are nothing, and we have to have Mesiras Nefesh to do what Hashem wants, and to forget ourselves, and to know what is important is to do what Hashem wants. This is what's important. But I just want to say one word. I don't know how we're going to take it, but we try. It's the Ma'amah from Nata Tetzaveh from the Rabbi. The last Ma'amah of the Rabbi, and the Rabbi spoke, so to speak, one level beyond this level. For the Frierdiker Rabbi, the highest level was this Mesiras Nefesh from Purim. No matter what Hashem wants, we'll do. The Rabbi said, that's very good. That's not enough. You know the Ma'amah. The Rabbi wants one step further. What is step further? What the Rabbi says. We saw people, probably in Rusland, that big Mesiras Nefesh. And this is, nobody could argue on this, is a very, very high level. But after, when they came to other places where they didn't need Mesiras Nefesh, we didn't see any change in them. What the Rabbi wants? The Rabbi wants that this Mesiras Nefesh should be revealed in your head, in your heart, all the time. It's not enough to have Mesiras Nefesh when you have a big problem to do what Hashem wants. That's very good, but that's not enough. Why is it not enough? Because, but the Rabbi explains in this Ma'amah from Nata Tetzaveh, this is a key to our Avodah. As you know, the Rabbi used all the time to refer to the Ma'amah from Yushvat, the Ma'amah from Dira Betartenim, the Basilegani. All the time, this is the so to speak, the life, the inspiration for all the time for Yushvat. So just like Yushvat was the inspiration the Rabbi gave us all the time, we have to keep this Basilegani. This is the goal. The Rabbi spent 40 years, almost 40 years. The same way we have to live with the Atat Tetzaveh and to reflect on what the Rabbi wants from us. This is like the last message from the Rabbi, so to speak. And this was one step beyond Purim, one step beyond that Dira Betartonim, one step beyond this. The Dira Betartonim is but you see, in Dira Betartonim you have levels. And this, the highest level is when you have together the Diras Eloi, Hashem Himself should be revealed by us. So this is the main thing of Purim, to have Hashem Himself revealed by us. Now, as you know, and this is the main point of Chassidus, and Baruch Hashem, you learn the whole day. I don't have to tell you this, but Hashem should forgive me to say a few words here, but because you know all this by heart already, you practice into all this. It's a fact of life. I mean, I shouldn't speak about it. Anyway, I'll speak about it. Hashem should forgive me. Because you see, you have to. I don't want to say the words. Huh? Yeah, sometimes. But see, when you say something, it's very hard. Like I said, let's say I'm going to say it the way things should be. It's the way things should be and the way they are. Someone said once, when you have two people arguing, one is speaking the way things should be, one is the way things are. So they can't in other words, they don't differ, but one says, no, it should be like this. So say, yeah, but it's not like this. But they argue. In any case, what should be, should be. As you know, the main point of Chassidus is to think Chassidus. It's not enough to learn Chassidus, you have to think Chassidus. And this is the main point of a Chassid. Thank you. No, don't do it. Sorry. Water. No, I don't do water. I drank already. I have mashke. I ate already. I drank already. I just want to say l'chaim once or twice or 10 times. We'll see how many times. That's right. Don't have to worry about. The main thing is to use your head, your heart. That's the main thing. And this a little bit. Just Bekitzo. To the Bekitzo, what Bekitzo? Baruch Hashem, Tmimim have to know. But the main thing is to think about Inyan Eloki. This is the main thing. But you see, the problem is what you want to looking for Inyan Eloki. What you looking for? Inyan Gashmi? Okay. He wants peace.
Brachas. Looking for Rashi.
Talmidei Yeshiva should know the main thing of a Talmidei Yeshiva, Tomtet Mimi Lubavitch, is to think Inyan Eloki. Now it's very important that every single one of us, I don't know how much you think every morning before davening. I mean, not we think about something else. People think about all kinds of things, go to the mikvah, we go back to the mikvah, and they take the tefillin, and they take the siddur, and they say a word here. No. To think Inyan Eloki. To think about Hashem. To think Hashem creates the world, to think Hashem is one, with the world, within the world is nothing. To think Inyan Eloki, a long time.
How much, 2 minutes?
No, more than 2 minutes. You are timing from top grade from
You don't have time. You finish it at 9:05, and then you probably still in a couple hours.
9:25 and starts davening.
So from 9:05 to 9:25 you have to go to the mikvah, put on tefillin.
No, I go before.
Before, okay.
So you're 9:20. People go. Okay, let's say people go mikvah. They go mikvah. They come back. You don't have time to start. I think it's tefillin when Kala starts.
Okay, I tell you the way it should be. The way you're going to do it, it's your problem. I'm not going to tell you how to walk and how to smile and how to sit by the window. I mean, I'm not going to tell you all this. Your problem. I'm going to say the idea is every Talmidei Yeshiva should think Hasidus. You have to learn Hasidus and you have to think Hasidus. It's very important to think Hasidus. This is the main point of Tomtet Lubavitch, is to think Hasidus. So when you think Hasidus, the way it's supposed to be, you become a different person. Why? Because you don't think about yourself. You think about Hashem. You become a different person. And if there's a time in your life that you have to change, it's enough that I think about myself all the time. I have to think about Hashem. I have to start. Many Bachorim, and your age, they have to drink water and to see how many sparks of godliness there is in the water. right? If I argue, how many sparks they have, you see what they're discussing. The water.
There's some sparks in it.
No, I have my whole, all the sparks. I have all the sparks are here. So Bekitsu, because the time is flying, as you know. And you have to be on time, Hasidus, tomorrow morning, I don't know, what, 7:30? 7:30. 8 o'clock, okay. No, you should know, but no excuse. When you Farbrengen is to stay, you have to get up on time, and to learn on time, and to think by Arichus on time. With Arichus, I should know one thing. Your Mashpim, your Rosh Yeshivos will be proud of you if you think Hasidus. They will see the change in you.
Which part?
The change. The part is the change.
Which part Hasidus?
It's each one, whatever you learn. You're not all in the same point of Hasidus. You don't have to make a whole fuss about one piece of business. Think about Hashem. The main thing is to think about Hashem. I'm telling you. So this is what we're learning tonight. Tonight we're saying that the Rabbi told us to awaken our inner koiches. And to awaken our inner koiches, the only way is to think Hasidus. When you think Hasidus, your mind changes, your heart changes, your neshama lights in your mind. I heard a lot of echoes. I don't know what's happening, but you don't have to repeat what I say. You don't have to repeat all what I say. It's okay. I could say it again if you want, but you don't have to repeat it. It's okay. People repeat all what I say. It's 5 times. Bekitzu is. Thank you. She's so generous. So sit down. Yeah, generous person has to sit down. Be generous with yourself. You will. Why not now? I mean, and then more business. Okay. You have enough business for 2-3 nights already. Bekitzu. We have to think Hasidus. This is the main thing. To think Hasidus, to get away from ourselves. As you know, we are born with a guf and a neshama. Now the guf is megusham. The guf is material. How you make the guf more spiritual? By thinking Hasidus. It's clear. When you think, no, you don't agree? When you think Hasidus, no tachnon. You trying to get a shower or something? So Bekitzu, we have a guf. The guf is megusham. Every guf is born megusham. We have a material guf. We have to make it edler. We have to make it more spiritual, the guf. How? By thinking Hasidus. So vegan Hasidus is the goal. The Dira Betachtonim is established when you think Hasidus. And each time you learn Hasidus, you become more able. Why? Because you get away from yourself. The more you think about yourself, the worse it is. The only time you could think about yourself, it says you have to think about yourself to know how far you are from Hashem. So you're thinking about yourself compared to how far you are from Hashem, not about yourself. Understand? Because so this is so Bekitzu. Cheshma Shalamita is to clean up. You know what clean up means? So Bachum know that once every Friday afternoon, I don't know what you're doing, they do the laundry, they clean up. Cheshma Shalamita is to clean up. You have to clean up. Because if you don't clean up, even if you think Hasidus, the vessel is dirty, the vessel is not clean, so you can't think Hasidus properly. To think Hasidus properly is when you think about Cheshbon Shalamita, we have to think that we can make Cheshbon Nefesh, make a Cheshbon Tzedek, We make a complete examination of ourselves, how many thoughts we have, how many speech we speak, not the way we should speak. Because all the time we speak. Some people don't know what it means not to talk. They don't know. Talking is natural. Talking is normal. The more you talk, what's a medaber? A medaber is a person that talks. So if I don't talk, I'm not a medaber. I'm an animal. No, I have to be a medaber. I have to talk. Now, what do you talk about? That's a question. You could be a medaber, and you could be a medaber. It's not the same. Two medaber. One speaks of Hasidus, one speaks about learning, one speaks about doing what the Rabbi wants, and one speaks about all kinds of. I won't go into it. See, it's very important to clean ourselves from the speaking for nothing. So many people are speaking for nothing, and are thinking for nothing, and do all kinds of narishkeit. They think they are smart. To be smart is to say what? What do you do to be smart? What do you say? To be smart, what you have to say?
Good piece of Lashon Hara. Point.
Huh?
Good piece of Lashon Hara.
Good Lashon Hara. That's not smart. A smart person doesn't talk too much. He talks what he has to talk to serve Hashem. And he thinks to serve Hashem. All the time he is concentrating on one thing, not what to say to somebody else about something not important, but no, he thinks about to say something important. You see, this is when you think Hasidus, you start to make a table, what's important and what's not important. What's not important should be completely removed from what we're doing. We only do what's important. What's not important has to be eliminated. That's this is the key. The key is to think of doing what's important. That's what you have to do. So Bekitzu, so that's what we wanted to establish this. Now, since tonight is the Leil Shishi, so you have to be careful to think about the Parsha for the Vor, Parsha Truma. Now, Parsha Truma is a special Parsha. Now, I give you just a thought. We're starting a thought. Hashem created Shamayim v'Aretz, Bereshis. How many psukim speak about the creation of the Shamayim v'Aretz? How many psukim? No, more. No, Shamayim v'Aretz, all the details of the Aretz. Be'erech 30 psukim. I didn't count, no, 31. I'm not, but say be'erech 30 psukim. Shamayim, Shamayim v'Aretz. The heavens, the sky, the land, all the earth, everything. How many psukim? 30. Now, Parshat Truma, we speak about the Mishkan. Truma tetzave, no? Kisisa, vayakel, pekube, no? Vayikha, no? Tzav, shemini. How many psukim you have? 100 of psukim. So the question is, it's a very simple question, and a simple answer also. How come is it to say the creation of the Shamayim v'Aretz, you have 30 psukim. To speak about the Mishkan, but there's a small thing. The Mishkan is a small shul. It's a shul, not so big. 300 psukim. Why for the Mishkan 300 psukim? For Shamayim v'Aretz 30 psukim. I say be'erech, maybe more, maybe less. I'm just saying be'erech. Half Sefer Shemos is not the Mishkan. Why so many psukim? What's the answer? That's a simple question. The simple answer is Shamayim v'Aretz is what Hashem created for us. The Mishkan is what Hashem wanted us to do for Him. All the details are important. The small details. This thing and this thing. You know, not Chumash, this week, Rosh Rashi. Another detail. The Krashim are like this, and and all the details. Why? Because it's for Hashem. His way is way to dwell. You know, all the details has to be this. Also, you have a lot of Shtay v'chatzi. Why half? Because we have to do in our world, in our actions, we have to make a dwelling for Hashem. We're not complete. We have to do half things. So whatever we do, we have to do for Hashem. Whatever we're doing, we do for Hashem. Even half things is also good work. Whatever you're doing. So here we understand the first beginning of Truma is we're speaking about the Mishkan for Hashem. So this is very close to Yud Shvat, Mamam, Basilegani. But the main thing is we have to make from ourselves a Mishkan for Hashem. So we have to put all the details of the Mishkan within ourselves. When you learn the Mishkan, most people learn the Mishkan, say, Mishkan for Moshe Rabbeinu, once upon a time. No! The Rabbi taught us that everything in the Torah is Nitzri. Nitzri. The Rabbi always, when he spoke about any point in the Torah, he says, this happens, but this is Nitzri. The Torah is forever. So we have the Mishkan forever in us. We have to transform ourselves. We have to change ourselves. No matter how good somebody is, and most of you are excellent, but you have to be better. That's it. No matter how good you are, most of you are the perfect, the best. But the best has to become better. Every person has to become better. No exception. If somebody thinks he doesn't have to become better, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a big yesh, and that's it. The only way to be a mensch is to decide I have to become better. I'm not good enough. So this is what it is. Always become better. No matter how much tomatoes you eat, you have to become better.
Become bigger, better.
So that's very important to improve. And this is the way we make a Mishkan for Hashem. When somebody changes himself a little bit, it's coming. When somebody changes himself a little bit, each time you change yourself a little bit, a small improvement is a dwelling for Hashem. That's what Hashem wants from us, to improve slowly but surely. We have to change and improve ourselves. So this is the main thing. This is Truma, to make for myself a Mishkan for Hashem. We have to improve. Talmidei Yeshiva have to know that they have to learn better. And even if they know the Gemara very well, they have to know it even better. They know Tosfos very good, they have to know it even better. They know Marsha very good, they have to know it even better. They know the Rashba very good. It's good, but you have to know it better. You always have to do better. You have to learn. You learn Chassidus, very good. You have to learn even better. You daven good, excellent. Now you have to daven better. But if all your life you daven the same, is a problem. Who is the better? I cannot forget. Many years ago, once a year, used to come here Rab Nisan Nemenov. Alav Shalom. And I remember one thing he said, and something so true, so deep and so simple. He said like this. When you take the Kittas in Yeshiva, you have Kita Aleph, Kita Beis, Sifta, Zal Aleph, Zal Beis, Zal Gimel, Zal Dalet, you have levels. This is about learning. He says davening like this. Kita Beis forever. People learn how to daven, and they daven as usual. There's no improvement. Why can't you make, just like you make kitas for learning, make it for davening? One daven at this level, one daven at this level, one daven at this level, always improving. It's a very deep word. Because people daven always the same. This has to change. This is Purim, Adar, Simcha Perez Geder. You know, Simcha Perez Geder? So Simcha Perez Geder. We have to change. We have to become new. We have to change. In such a way that you don't recognize yourself. You don't know what. No, how, I don't know what happened to me. I'm a different person. I don't know what happened to me. I want to learn more. I want to daven better. I want to do what the Rabbi wants more and more. No change. But without feeling the change, you're changing completely. But it's done little by little. Learn more, daven more, do more things. The Pasha from the week, Pasha's Truma, it mentions 3 Trumas. I mean, the Rebbe Sichos mentions, the Chumash mentions that the Rebbe explains, you know, you're allowed to sit down. We give you reshus. You want to sign reshus to sit down? We give you a signed reshus. How many seconds? So Bekitzur, Pashas on the week. The Pasha from the week. Wow. Mentions. I tell you, I tell you, I don't know how you stayed so long before supper. I don't know how you managed. You stayed so long without eating supper, and now you have supper. That's very good. I tell you, I had supper before. I don't know if I do it. I don't know. I had supper before. I'll be honest with you. Bekitzer. The Pasha of the week speak about 3 trumas, right? There is 3 trumas. Trumas Adanim, Trumas Adanim, and the Trumas Mizbeach, the Trumas for Korbanos, we call it, and then the Trumas Mishkan, for the building of the Mishkan. So Bekitzer, because there's so many things to say, we have to. Trumas HaMishkan, the Trumas HaAdanim is the basis. What is the basis? What is the basis of the Mishkan? What is the basis of every Jew? What is it? What's the basis? Huh? Mikdash, the whole thing. What's the basis? Adanim is the basis. What's the basis? You have the Krashim. Adanim is the basis. The basis is Kabbalah Soil. The basis is Bitul. Kabbalah Soil never do what you want to do. You want to speak? Don't speak. You don't want to learn? Learn. Whatever you want to do, you don't want to think about learning, you learn. You want to learn at a level, simple level, learn deeper level. Don't do what you want to do. Don't escape. You don't want to think Hasidus? Think Hasidus. I'm guaranteeing you try, see, when you are going to start thinking Hasidus, and you might come a minute late for the Seder, and they see that you thought Hasidus. They see that you didn't waste your time. We won't have no problem with the Mashgichim and the Mashpiim and the Rosh Hashivas. If, of course, the whole time you make jokes, and you come a minute late, they say, why you come a minute late? But if they see you davening, they say that you come a minute late, but you're not come a minute late. But if, so now you could sit down now. Or not yet? The second passed. Yeah. So this is the Trumas Adanim. The Trumas Adanim is the basis of every Jew is Kabbalah Soil. Kabbalah Soil. Now, then you have, what did you put on the Adanim? The Krashim. How high were the Krashim? 10. Why 10? 10 koiros. 10 kochos. The basis is Kabbalah Soul. What is the use of the basis? The Krashim, the 10 kochos. The 10 kochos should be based on Kabbalah Soul. Your mind and your heart should be. Yeah. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. We think we are about the Mizbeach here. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. What? Nisur Hamayim, yeah. Nisur Hamayim, Nisur Hayayim. Bekitzu, we have to be Bekitzu, too many things. So the first thing was Trumas Adonim. Now when you have Trumas HaKorbanos, both of them were a Chatzi Shekel. Why? Because in Kabbalah Soul we all the same. In Kabbalah Soul, every Jew is able to have Kabbalah Soul. Every Jew is able to have a Kabbalah Soul for Hashem. Every Jew, no difference. Every Jew has the same level of Kabbalah Soul for Hashem. If he doesn't have yet the potential, but every Jew has this potential, the same. Kabbalah Soul is the same by every Jew. Kochos could be different by every single person. This one like this, this one like that, but every Jew has Kabbalah Soul. And then on this Kabbalah Soul you build the Krashim. And then you have the Krashim, you have the Mishkan.
Why is Adonim?
Because of the basis. The Yisod. Flat. That's what Adonim is. Adonim is the Batash Adonim, the basis. The basis of a whole Jew is Kabbalah Soul. Without Kabbalah Soul, where's the Oisprach? A Jew is a Kabbalah Soul, not Kabbalah Soul is Aid. This is the Oisprach. This is the main. What's the Yid? Kabbalah Soulnik. This is the Yisod. This is the basis. So we have to have Kabbalah Soul. We have to have abnegation to Hashem, to do what Hashem wants, and never do what we want to do. Very important not to do what you want to do. This is the Aleph base. Sorry, the Aleph. The Aleph from Hasidus is don't do what you want to do what Hashem wants you to do. No matter what you want to do, the best thing, Hashem wants you to do it, fine. If not, don't do it. You have to know what Hashem wants. So the Bekitzur, what I want to say about the three Trumos is like this. Like the Rabbi mentioned in the Sikha, the three Trumos, Trumas HaMishkan, is the Trumas HaAdanim, Trumas HaKorbanos, and Trumas Nidvas HaMishkan. So the Rabbi says there is a difference between the three Trumos, the way they are indicated in the Torah. In the Trumas, I have to remember the Sikha now. Wait a minute. It's a bit. Kitzo, what? You have a question? By the way, you're allowed to ask question. Yeah, if you have questions, you could ask question. The Kitzo is like this. The Rebbe said the three Trumos is on Kegen Torah v'Degmos Chasadim.
What?
The three Trumos are connected to the three Kavim, Torah, Aveda, Degmos Chasadim. There were three Trumos. The three Trumos is the three Kavim. Now you have to.
Who's Cohen? Who's Cohen?
The three pillars. Torah, Aveda, Degmos Chasadim. The three Trumos are the three things. So you have now to make the connection. Torah is, like he says, Li Truma, Vekhu Li Truma. Li Truma is Torah. Trumasi is Aveda. And results are Truma Shatikru Meita. This is the first thing. The Nizas HaMishkan. Li Truma with two words, Li and Truma. When you learn Torah, Torah is not completely one with you. Should be, but it's not completely one. Trumasi is Avodah. When you daven, you're completely connected to Hashem. It's not above you. In other words, when someone davens, it's Trumasi. The Truma and Hashem is one. Trumasi, it's one. Hashem can buy the Truma from Nidvas HaMishkan, וזאת הסכומה שתקרו מאיתם. So Truma is what? Is why we don't mention Li or Trumasi, because we're dealing with material things where the Hashem is more hidden. So it's Truma. So the three Trumos are connected to the three Kavim. Now, if I remember correctly, so let me see that. So we call it Truma. I mean, the basis Trumas Adanim. Trumas Adanim has to do with Kabbalah Soul V'Davim. Is this Trumasi? No. And Trumas Korbanos, I forgot the equivalence. Anyway, the Kitso. Now, Vayikhu Li Truma.
So why does it say with the Vav HaMosef, it says Vayikhu?
Later, let me say. I'll come back later. Vayikhu Li Truma. The Torah should say Vayitnu Li Truma. Why is it Vayikhu? Vayikhu is to take, Vayitnu Li is to give. Why is it they should take me, they should give me? Why is it Vayikhu Li? So you have a few explanations. So we have two explanations. Vayikhu with two explanations. One explanation of Vayikhu is it's a deep explanation. When you give Truma, you have to prepare something that you give, and then when it's ready, somebody else comes and takes it. So according to this explanation, Vayikhu goes on the Gizbarim, the treasurers, that come and pick up the Truma. So it has to be ready. We have to prepare the Truma to give. It has to be ready in our hands. Vayikhu li, and they come and take it. So there's one explanation. According to this explanation, the Rabbi explains why is it when it comes to one of the last 13 or 15 things for the Truma, he says Atze Shitim. Rashi brings the whole thing, but Yaakov Avinu brought Arazim from Eretz Yisrael to be planted in Mitzrayim. And he told his kids to continue for how many years? 200 years. Why? To have them ready to be picked up. This is the whole connection. Very good. Very good. This is one explanation. Vayikhu li should be ready. Because if it's not ready, it can't be Vayikhu li. Zav, Vakesef, and Choshes, they all had from Mitzrayim. They took over the treasure from Mitzrayim. But Atze Shitim, okay, you're allowed to sit down, it's okay. What's everybody? Okay. So this is one explanation. So the Rebbe says that Yaakov Avinu. So why did Yaakov Avinu do this? And like many of Mefarshim says, no, it's okay. I have the bed. No, mix. You mix for you. You give mix for you. Megillah for you. Megillah, no. Megillah. Megillah. Megillah, no.
No, he said Gillah.
Megillah's Eichel.
Bekitzu, we have to know what. So why did Yaakov Avinu bring Arazim from Eretz Yisrael? What?
It was.
Two?
He could have just planted it in Eretz Yisrael.
200 years? Yeah, he had to Ruach HaKodesh. Rashi says.
He could have planted it in Eretz Yisrael. Why does he have to take it out till? That's what he's saying.
No.
Could have just kept it in Eretz Yisrael.
First of all, Arazim, you could buy Arazim.
The midbar.
If they pass by cities, they could buy Arazim, number one. Number two, there were some forests with Arazim somewhere near Sinai, maybe.
But it's not the same quality like...
No, it's the best quality. I'm telling you.
No.
Sinai. A1. Type 1 quality. So why is it that they...
Mendy.
Why they did this? Why is it? Why? So Yaakov Avinu wanted the Eden to think, to know for sure we're going to go out of Mitzrayim. He told them, Hashem said, guaranteed we're going to go out of Mitzrayim. Number one. Number two, those are the Arazim. When you see them, you remember that we're going out. So that's another reason why he took them out. But now the point is that what?
He only knows Spanish, so you should translate.
No.
I don't know Spanish.
No, I know. It's okay. Continue.
So Bekitsu.
What?
Bekitsu. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nothing.
They all like your name.
Right. Yes. Megillah. So Bekitsu.
Made you fun, huh?
No.
Good thing. That's
Megillah.
It's coming soon.
Soon, Megillah is coming. 2 weeks.
See you.
2 weeks. Bekitsu. The Rabbi says, very interesting, that Yaakov Avinu not only brought Arazim to Mitzrayim, but he brought Arazim for all the generations till today. Arazim are tzadikim. Arazim, tzadik katam arifar, ke'erez. A tzadik is the erez, Arazim. So the tzadikim, the Rebbe says,
What's the noise?
that's a cedar. So the Rebbe said that Yaakov Avinu made that every generation of tzaddikim, Nesim Nitzutz Yaakov Avinu, planted. But this is to guarantee to us that in Mirz Hashem, for sure we're out of the exile. It's a guarantee. We got out of the exile. This is the Arazim from Yaakov Avinu. Another touch of Vayikru Li is when you give the Trumas here Vayikru Li Truma. Wait a minute. I shouldn't tell you. Just a Truma goes on Trumas Mizrach HaMishkan. Trumasi goes on, let's say, Trumasi goes on the Korbanos. Trumasi, Aveda. So the Adanim is Torah. Torah is the basis. I don't remember now. Korban Bekitzu. So Bekitzu, what we want to say tonight is this, that just one more remark before we come to the main thing. As you know, by Matan Torah, Hashem said to all the Bnei Israel, "V'atem tiyu mamleches kohanim." So every Jew is a Cohen. What the Baal HaTurim says, every Jew is a Cohen Gadol. The Baal HaTurim says, every Jew is a Cohen Gadol. Every single Jew is a Cohen Gadol. So what do I learn for each one of us? What do we learn that every Jew is a Kohen Gadol? What do we learn from it? Kohen Gadol is Min HaMikdash Lo. Yes. A Kohen Gadol cannot go out of the Beis HaMikdash. He has to be all the time in the Beis HaMikdash. But sometimes he has to go. But even when he goes out, where is his mind all the time? Beis HaMikdash. So a Jew, every Jew has to have this, the Beis HaMikdash, Mishkan for Hashem. All the time, only think of Hashem. to go back to learn as soon as you can, to daven as much as you can, all the time, no stop. This is the way a Jew should be. A Kohen Gadol. You should go out all the time as Hashem in mind, and never thinks about something else. All the time. So this is B'kitzur, as you know, the main thing is to start thinking Hasidus, like we said before. When you think Hasidus, you have to think deeply, reflect on the point that you learn in Hasidus, chew it, so to speak, analyze it, understand it, should be part of you, until, they say, you almost see it. You understand it so well, it's part of you. But this takes a lot of effort, a lot of habit. You have to get used to it. So suppose you make yourself like a time, 10 minutes a day. It's the best thing will be for davening. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it depends on the people. Depends on so many details. But I'm guaranteed to you, if you daven to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day before davening to think about Hashem, you will become a different person. Now there is a Maaseh that once I think the Rabbi Rashab said, what one of the Hasidim, he said, there was a big Geschäft man, he was a big Geschäft. He told him, don't think about your Geschäft before davening.
What?
Don't think about your business before davening. Think about Hashem. I guarantee that, Rabbi Rashab, when you see you will see the divine light. If you think of Hashem, there's one thing that everybody could see. See, we think with your eyes, and think with your mind. There's two seeing. It's not the same seeing. But seeing is something clear, evident, not questionable, clear. Life is something we see. We see we are alive. We see there's life in us. We don't. It's not like I have emunah, I have life in me. I feel the life. I see the life in me. Right? So this is clear. The same way someone should, when they think about Hashem, see the light of Hashem in the world. See it. Get used to it. You have to get used to it. But when you get used to it, then you become a different person. Instead of thinking about what you said. What?
Just go outside, guys. Talk outside.
No. You could talk here. Instead of speaking about this, what? The power of speech is very powerful. Yeah. Speech is very powerful. You could change yourself by speaking what you're supposed to speak. You could become a different person. It is very important to be the control what you say. Don't say things because you want to make a joke all the time, like I do sometimes. You control what you're saying. You control what you're saying. In the same way you control what you're saying, control what you're doing. You control what you are thinking. This is the. So how do you do this? When you think of Hashem. So when you think of Hashem, and every night you make a cheshbon hanefesh. I didn't speak properly here. I didn't think properly there. I didn't act nicely here. Happy Purim. So this, B'kitzur, this is the idea of Rosh Chodesh Adar. To get ready, to prepare ourselves for Rosh Chodesh Adar, for Purim, and for the Mesiras Nefesh that Jewish people had. And each one of us has to awaken the Mesiras Nefesh, but the way the Rabbi says in Atatesave, Mesiras Nefesh that acts on our minds, Mesiras Nefesh that acts on our, not only just Mesiras Nefesh just to act properly, which is good, but you have Mesiras Nefesh in your mind.
Thanks,
not only the Mesiras Nefesh has to change you. We have to change. We can't always be the same. And this is the whole meaning. I'm sure you heard this many times. The whole meaning of what we call avodah. What is avodah? Service of Hashem. To explain the service of Hashem, it says over times, the way it says, avodah means service of Hashem. What service of Hashem? Oros avudim. Avudim means worked out skins. Skins that you work on them. Take a skin of an animal. It's dirty, there is dust, there is blood, there is stones, there is all kinds of nonsense. You clean, you purify, then you're making, and if you prepare so well, it could become a piece of a Sefer Torah, a parchment for a Sefer Torah. You transform, and this is what Hashem wants from each one of us. We have to transform ourselves, and Mesiras Nefesh is the tool to transform ourselves. We give ourselves away. I tell you, you have nothing to lose. When you give yourself away to Hashem, it's only gain. It's a good deal. I mean, think about it. What are you giving? Narishkeit. What are you getting? Gettlerkeit. The deal is, it's a good deal. I mean, if every business did deals like this, would be every business become very successful, because you change. What you have to give all over from yourself a little narishkeit, so to speak, and what you get Hashem. The deal is a good deal. Nothing to lose. It's a gain, win-win proposition here. For sure, you're winning for sure. So this is the message of Rosh Chodesh Adar. So Adar is also Simcha, because you see, the Mesiras Nefesh has to be done with Simcha. When you have Mesiras Nefesh, when you give yourself away to Hashem, you do it with Simcha. You're happy to give yourself away to Hashem. Happy. When you learn Torah, it's not a yoch. I have to learn. I am learning Hashem's wisdom. Can you learn something better? So all the narishkeit of the world is narishkeit. The world wants us to think about all kinds of nonsense. I'm not even going to say the words here. This is yeshiva, you don't say the words. Don't say the words. What the world wants us to think about is nonsense. You give enough nonsense. Think of Hashem. Prepare yourself. Besimcha. Adar is a month of Simcha. and Mador we say at the time from Chodesh Av, we say Mematim Besimcha. We reduce the bad things with Simcha. But what they say Adar, Marbim Besimcha. We increase all the good things Besimcha. You learn more. So some people say Adar, we don't learn so much. What? Simcha. No, you should learn even, for sure you should learn more. More diligence. You should learn with all your heart, with all your energy, with Simcha. When you have a Simcha, there's no limit. And see, very important, some people, over time, I know, so I do it sometimes, but don't learn from me. We watch the time. How many more hours I have to learn for the Seder? How many more minutes? Okay, 240 minutes left, 166 minutes left, and as soon as the Zega is up, right away stop. Why all of a sudden? What? The Zega tells you to stop learning. The Zega tells you to stop learning. It's a minimum. The minimum is to come on time, and the minimum is not to leave before time. That's the minimum. But when you have Mesiras Nefesh, this doesn't count.
No. You're ready for the shot.
Megillah is the Gemara for Chodesh Adar. Megillah. And also the Megillah says. Bekitsu, we have to speak Bekitsu because time is short. Bekitsu. So what we want to say now is maybe we should say Anigo Chaim. So we have to speak Bekitsu because time flies. We have not too much time. Bekitsu. So somebody asked a question. He asked a question like this: Torah is understanding. How could you have Kabbalah soul in Torah? Kabbalah soul is Kabbalah soul, like not understanding. And then you have understanding. So how do we learn Torah of Kabbalah soul? Very simple. First of all, Kabbalah soul is the basis, and on the basis you have the Asar Amos. On the basis you have Asar Amos. Yeah. So the Asar Amos means that your whole structure is based on Kabbalah soul. So all your Koros HaNefesh are connected to Kabbalah soul. All what you are is Kabbalah soul. Aid is Kabbalah Sonic is Aid. A Jew is the one that has Kabbalah soul. When you learn Torah, so if you learn Torah, the best way to learn Torah is because Hashem says. And I want to understand because Hashem wants me to understand. Not because I want to understand. Because if Hashem wants me to understand, then if I don't understand properly, it won't go. This is the Kabbalah. What Hashem wants me to do with my understanding. With my understanding, I have to understand Torah the way it is. The exact touch. Not to say, probably it's okay to think like this, and this means this, and makes some kinds of not real understanding, but more or less you understand, but not understanding. Tosfos means this, but you don't know exactly what Tosfos is saying. Kabbalah Soul is, I have to understand everything I'm learning. I have to understand what Hashem wants me to understand. So when Hashem wants you to understand, then you make sure that every line is understood. Now, if you want to have examples, I'll give you examples. You see, when you learn Torah, you say the words, and they have some meanings, and you go weiter. Now the point is, what is even more important is to know that each word counts. Now, when each word counts, if one word you don't see the meaning of the word, you have to go back and repeat until you understand it. You have to. What is learning? Learning is a process. And when you learn,
Freeman, shut your mouth. Freeman, you want to
the process of learning is you don't understand something, and you repeat, and again you repeat, and then so if you cannot understand after 3-4 times, you could ask a friend, you could ask the Mashgiach, you could ask the Rosh Hashiva, you could ask if you don't understand, but you have to understand every single thing. But one thing I want to tell you. Suppose you don't understand something and you have nobody to ask. What do? So some Bachurim, very bright, they close the Sefer. That's not right. You make a note, these things I don't understand, and then you go weiter.
You can't go weiter if you don't understand it.
You go enough weiter.
It's discouraging.
Where's Kabbalah Sol? Where's Kabbalah Sol? See?
No, you don't give up.
Kabbalah Sol is no. Kabbalah Sol is you repeat what you've learned before, but you don't waste your time. You could repeat what you learned before to understand better. You could say other words, other things. You have a bunch of things to learn. It's not on one thing, but never stop learning. Kabbalah Sol. And when you learn, you learn adapted nafshi. You have to learn. See, very important to know. There is a nekuda here. I don't know if most of you will understand it, but I'm trying. Bekitso. So here like this, when you learn a piece of Gemara, yeah, each piece of Gemara is a shoresh from the din. From the Gemara, all the halachos are taken from the Gemara. So when you learn the Gemara, you have to know there's a whole discussion in halacha. What is halacha about that point you're learning? So after you learn and you understand all the ideas involved in that learning, you have to say, what is the halacha? That's Kabbalah. The halacha is Kabbalah. Halacha is, I want to see, if you have questions, it's no problem. We take all the questions tonight. We don't have all the answers, but we take all the questions. So, Bekitzur, this is what Kabbalah Sol means in learning. In learning, Kabbalah Sol means, first of all, time is precious. Every minute of learning is precious. Not when I feel like I learn. When I don't feel like, it's not Kabbalah Sol. It's Kabbalah something else. Kabbalah Sol is, no matter what, I'm learning. I'm learning. I have something distracting, put it away. It's always possible to push away anything distracting. The greatest problem somebody can have when you learn Torah is pushed away. The greatest problem.
Most often.
Huh?
Most often.
All the problems are pushed away when you learn Torah. You distract yourself from all the problems. All the problems, you remove yourself from the problems. When you learn Torah, you think, number one. Number two, when you learn a lot of details, a lot of opinions, one says yes, one says no, one says no, one says yes, one says maybe, one says this, one says, what's the halacha? So you have to find the halacha. So you have to find. You have the Gemara on the sides. You have the Rambam, then you have the Shulchan Aruch, and you have the commentaries of the Shulchan Aruch, and so on. You have to find. You have to look. You have to take Sfarim and look and work on it until you know exactly all the details, the halacha in what you're learning. And Kabbalah Sol is Chassidus also. What's Kabbalah and Chassidus? First of all, you learn what your teacher told you to learn, and then what you asked before. The other question. That's the first question somebody asked me before you. So the second question is, how do you know how much to take upon yourself? On this, the Rabbi said you have to have a Rav, a Selech Rav. When you learn something, you have to know: is it a too big bite, or a too small bite, or a normal bite? How do you know? If you put on yourself, whenever you think it's too difficult, say I took a big bite. You have somebody to help you. You have a Rosh Hashiva, you have a Mashpia, a friend. You have to ask advice. If you're not sure, you have to ask advice. But the main thing is, in Chassidus, we have to improve slowly but surely. It's better one small step, sure, but a big step, and then the Chassidus fall back. Understand? So, but the essential things have to be done. You cannot negotiate with the essential things. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So this you have to have somebody to guide you. So this is Bekitsu. So what you want to say tonight is basically a Jew. So somebody asked what this is in Tanya. Tanya brings from the Zohar, which you asked before. He says, "Vayikhu li truma." See, the Torah, the Zohar asks, and the Tanya brings it. He says, "Vayikhu li vetruma." Truma here means Torah. Truma means Torah. You know, Truma is Torah. Li is Hashem. So why it says Li Truma? So Li Vetruma. So the answer is that Hashem and Torah is one. But he doesn't say Li Truma. He doesn't say Li Vetruma. Because Torah and Hashem is one. When you take Torah, you have Hashem. That's what the question is. Accompanying Bekitsu, what you have to know is that you are Baruch Hashem Talmidei Yeshiva, and you have examples. You see what the Rabbi Rashab wants. The Rabbi Rashab. No, tell him the Rabbi Rashab. Tell him. the Rabbi Rashab, the Rabbi Rashab wanted that every Talmid Shiva should be ner le ahir, should be a light that shines. In other words, not only you have to learn, not only you have to have in yourself the light by learning, by davening, by doing mitzvot, mifsaim. Not you have to learn, but also you have to make illuminate, to make light all around you, in yeshiva, in the street, in mifsaim, in your houses, wherever you are, you have to bring the light. This is what you have to do. Wherever you are, it has to shine a light. When you come in a room, the light is coming. Before it was dark, now the light is shining. It's brighter. That's what every time in the Yeshua should be. Ner le'ayir. This is what the Rabbi Rashab wanted very much. He said every Jew should be a ner le'ayir. Every time in the Yeshua should be ner le'ayir. Now, the whole point of Purim, is the following thing. A Jew has to know, no matter what are the circumstances, we will overcome. That's Purim. No matter what the problem is, we do what you're supposed to do, and the problem will be overcome. But how? Some people say, I cannot learn. Some people around me always speak. I cannot learn. I'm always distracted from my learning. They speak. No. If you want to learn, you learn anyway. You don't pay attention. When you want to learn, you're not distracted. You are one direction. I'm learning. I'm davening. I'm doing mifsaim. I'm doing what the Rabbi wants. When you do what the Rabbi wants, so this is what Purim teaches us. Purim teaches us, no matter what are the difficulties, the biggest difficulties ever, we could overcome. What's Purim all about? Besimcha. You see, the whole point of Purim is to be besimcha. You see, when you besimcha, basically you won the battle already. When besimcha, you won the battle. When you're not besimcha, there's a suffix. Are you going to win the battle or not? But you besimcha, for sure you won the battle. Besimcha. The Simcha shines. Simcha pores geder. Simcha shines. So this is the whole point of being besimcha when you learn. And Baruch Hashem, I don't know, Ashreinu matov chalkeinu, ma'anaim go'alenu ma'efar hashasenu. We have to learn Chassidus Chabad, and we understand godliness. I mean, you know what a matana it is to understand godliness? What a gift from Hashem. You could learn Torah. Torah is good, but it's not a piece of divine pure. You know what I mean? The proof, it says, when someone learns Torah not properly, Zach, I say, we learn properly, Sam Chaim. When someone does not Torah properly, what it becomes Sam, the opposite of Chaim. So we learn Torah, it could be opposite of Chaim. But Chassidus is Etz HaChaim. Torah, Nigla, is angetan, like it says, so the Nigla is put in the Esat Adas Tavera. The Torah comes to the world, Gashmistic world. So speak about material things. Torah speaks about, someone says, you owe me 100. No, I don't owe you. Maybe he's a ligner. One of the two is a ligner. So Torah speaks about sheker. So sometimes it's not. The Hashem's will is there, 100%. But it's angeton in material things, and we understand with our material minds. We forget the godliness that is in it. This is Kabbalah. Should always, this is a godly thing, but when you learn Chassidus, it's almost automatic. Chassidus is like the divine revealed. The divine is revealed. So this is the advantage of Chassidus. With Chassidus we have the power to be besimcha, and to reveal the inner powers of a nefesh, and to be like we have to be freiliche Soldaten. We have to be happy soldiers. A Jew is a happy soldier of Hashem, and he does his task with happiness. Kabbalah Sod be simcha. Oh! Bepnimis.
Know what you want.
How do you have to also simcha? Let's say like a call tells you something to do. Don't do it happily. Rabbi Wenger says something. Oh my gosh, I have to do it.
Okay, that's one way to look at it. But you see, if you say Hashem wants me to do it, Baruch Hashem, Hashem wants me to do something with pleasure. Hashem, no matter what you ask me to do, I'll do. And be simple. I'm ready for you, Hashem. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do. Basa B'dam, but he has a nefesh. It's not the plain Basa B'dam, it's not an animal. An animal is Basa B'dam also. So if you have an animal, you have a human being, and you have a Jew. And you have a Jew revealed, and the Jew besimcha. Talmid HaYeshiva ner le'ayir. Ner le'ayir is besimcha, or a bit... Rabbi Wenger told me. That's Kabbalah Sod. Rabbi Wenger told me. Rabbi Wenger tells you what Hashem wants you to do. That's what you have to know. Oh, no. Wow. So okay, wait. I don't know what I told you, but Pashtus, he wants you to be a bench. Yeah, but there's a but. That's the problem. There's no but. When a Rosh Yeshiva Mashpia tells you something, it means only you're good. You don't mean that's not the thing. It means he's good. All the Mashpia. A Mashpia is not there for himself, it's there for you. You understand? When he comes come to the Seder, it means for him or for you?
He doesn't want to give a shit to nobody.
He doesn't want to give a shiur?
To nobody.
Wait, a shiur? Rabbi Wenger? What did he
He doesn't want to give a shiur to nobody.
Who doesn't want to give a shiur?
The mashpia.
He doesn't give a shiur?
No, he doesn't want to give a shiur to nobody, so he tells you to come, so he's not going to talk to the walls by himself.
This is a deep marshavis. What did you get from marshav? Which daf? Tell me the daf. You can't just say a marshav. You say a marshavis with naturally. How do you get marshav? No. I don't like being. Okay. Anyway, Bekitzer, don't be simple. I see you have it's a long way to go. What?
Too much.
No, there's nothing to do with the Jews. No, simple has nothing to do with the Jews. Remember a story, I don't know what you make of it, but whatever you make of it is good. The story happened many years ago.
Okay, today?
No, not today. Many years ago. You speak French? Many years ago. The story happened many years ago. The story happened with Yoel Khan. Yoel Khan used to give shiurim in Lakewood, shiur Hasidus in Lakewood, and many people used to come, and some Bachrim didn't come. But many Bachrim spoke to him before the shiur in Hasidus or after. So one Bachor from Lakewood used to be to Yoel Khan, and used to always ask him questions and this and that. One day the Bachor asked the Yoel Khan, I would like to have a yichidus with the Rebbe. And those days, sometimes you have to wait months to have yichidus with the Rebbe. But the Bachor wanted very much to have a yichidus with the Rebbe. So Yoel Khan spoke to Adar. He said 1 minute. Just 1 minute. So the time came, the Bachor came in, and he stayed 1 minute by the Rebbe, and then 2 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then 1 hour. He stayed 1 hour by the Rebbe. He came out, so Yoel Khan asked him what happened. He says, I'm sorry, I have to go, goodbye. He didn't say anything what happened. Okay. And then, after a while, Yoel Khan saw the Bachor once or twice, but he never asked him what happened, and then he didn't see him for quite a long time. A few years went by. Yoel Cohen was walking in the street. Somebody calls him from the car. Rabbi Yoel! Hashem Parker. He knows I don't know, but I didn't tell him when. Somebody calls him. Rabbi Yoel. He says, yes. You recognize me? Yes, a big. I can't come. He had a yarmulke on his head, but a big chup and this and that. No, why don't he says, you remember the Bachur that wanted Yechidus of the Rabbi? He says, yeah, he says, me. Yeah. He says, Rabbi Yoel, can you learn with me Hasidus? He said, okay. But he didn't ask him what happened. If I learned a few months, after a few months, Rabbi Yoel said, I want to ask you a question. I said, yeah, but I want to ask you a question too. I don't want to know anything. What happened in Yechidus? Rabbi Yoel asked him, what happened in Yechidus? The Bachur says, I wanted to have Yechidus with the Rabbi because you have a deep, hard question in Nigla. And you heard the Rabbi was a bill about Nigla. You want to ask the Rabbi the question? He said, as soon as he asked the question, 45 seconds, the answer was very clear. The Rabbi answered, clear. Then the Rabbi asked him, are you learning Hasidus? He said, no. So the Rabbi said, it's good to learn Hasidus. The Rabbi said, it's very important because when you're only Nigla, you could go away a bit from Hasidus. You go away a bit from Yiddishkeit. The Rabbi said, one thing could be not so important for you, and another thing not important. That the Rabbi said like 10 steps. How could somebody go down, level to level, and then you could go very far. That's why the argument for 1 hour.
What are you arguing about?
Huh?
What are you arguing about?
Not argue. The Rabbi told him, this could happen. Learn Hasidus. This could happen, and this could happen. The Rabbi was trying to convince him to learn Hasidus. So what the Bachur didn't learn Hasidus. What happened once, he had a big question in Nigla, and he found the teretz. So he told his Chaverim, I found the teretz for the question. So he said, what's the teretz? That's not the teretz, that's nothing. He felt very bad. About Nigla, he gave a teretz. So he started to learn a bit less, and he went big long hair and so on and so forth. So he said, so when he said like this, Rabbi, you know why I asked you many months to go to learn Hasidus with me? He said, no. He said, because he passed by the Rabbi. One of the young Tovim. In the story, he says exactly what, but anyway, my memory. So he passed by the Rabbi, he says, if Rabbi recognizes me, I'm going to start learning Hasidus. So the Rabbi looks at him with a big smile and says, are you learning Hasidus? He didn't start yet, but he started to become a mensch. Hasidus makes a mensch. Hasidus shows us who we are. We are very nothing, and we are to be mentioned. To be a mensch is the aleph base. To be a mensch. What's a mensch? A mensch knows he's not perfect. He has defects. He has qualities, but he has defects also. But he tries to correct his defects. That's a mensch. He tries to improve. And always be better and better to take away his defects. That's what a mensch is. And always be kind to people, normal to people. It's okay. The Farbrengen also. It's okay. Every Farbrengen is important. Every Farbrengen is important.
Oh, okay, fine.
So so this is the story. But, I think it's a nice story. What's nice about the story is you have to learn Hasidus. Now, somebody that never learned Hasidus. We have the Rabbi all the time. For sure, you have to learn Hasidus and improve. Improve the understanding of Hasidus and improve thinking Hasidus. Many people don't learn, but they close themselves. That's finished. That's not enough. To learn Hasidus and not think about Hasidus is not enough. You have to learn Hasidus and think about what you've learned. Keep it in yourself. Think about it. Get used to it. Hashem is one. The world is nothing. The world is not important. People are talking. They're talking. What's the big deal? They can't talk. See, 9 measures of speech were given to ladies.
I think it's reverse.
You're going to tell them stop speaking?
They just learned it.
Yeah. We have one measure. So if somebody likes to talk isn't there? No problem. No problem. So very important with Hashem's help to improve. Now each one of us has to make a achlata how to improve. To improve in learning, we have to learn more Hasidus, more Nigla, more Hasidus and more Nigla. No, more Hasidus and more Nigla, more Halacha. Halacha, yeah. And more Hasidus, yeah. Well,
It's too much of it.
what's too much?
I learned 45 minutes a day.
A day? Only? You have written Rishus from Rabbi Wenger? If you want, I'm going to ask him if he has Rishus from Rabbi Wenger for 45 minutes only, Hasidus a day.
Who?
Aid.
No, I probably learned around 55.
40, no. Oh, that's different.
10 minutes in the morning.
Huh?
10 minutes in the morning.
Only 10 minutes?
45 minutes at night.
Only? You're a big boy.
Yeah, I did nothing last year.
You're a big boy.
I've learned Chassidus now. You're learning Gemara in the morning. No, you're learning Gemara in the morning.
So, each one of us, you see, I tell you, it's very easy.
You don't learn. You learn it.
It's very easy to point out somebody else say, you should do this, you should do that.
Brother, talking.
We have to talk about ourselves. No, I'm sorry. We have to talk about ourselves. Too easy to speak about somebody else. You know what I mean?
Rabbi, it's better to learn Gemara.
When it's not Gemara, it's saying Musar. Now we're saying Musar. We're trying to help.
Different.
We have to help each other.
But not help with the, you should do this, you, I am okay, you should do this.
No, I'm not okay, but you need to do this.
And you, and you, what about you?
I need to do it also.
But
Why don't we do it together?
But you say, when you think to yourself, you say, I need this, and you need this.
I'm sorry, it's not. No. If I learn Chassidus every morning, then I can tell him.
What do you mean if? What do you mean
There's
if?
an I, okay?
What do you mean if? What do you mean if?
No, not if. I learn Chassidus. Not every morning, but.
Wait. Why not every morning?
I didn't say every morning. I said sometimes.
Why sometimes?
Hey,
Why only sometimes?
Well, it depends if I'm interested in learning or not.
Who mean interesting?
Fine, but let's.
Where's Kabbalah Sol? What do you mean interesting?
Kabbalah Sol. Okay, Kabbalah Sol. Fine. I learn every morning. I learn Tanya every morning, and then sometimes I learn more Chassidus.
Well, why sometimes?
I learn Rabbi Mordechai Winger.
Why sometimes?
Because sometimes my Chavrusa doesn't show up.
Chavrusa decides what you're learning? He's your boss?
I'm very wrong. Excuse me. I need a Chavrusa to learn. I can't learn myself.
You're so humble?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
No, there's something called encouragement.
No, but even I learn every day. Okay? No, if I learn Chassidus, I have the right to tell you that you can't learn.
You're gonna lose the bet.
It's not losing a bet. There's no bet here. I'm saying straight up.
No.
That's what the encouragement is. If you don't have the encouragement on yourself,
Why not?
you need a push from someone else who can give it to you.
Yeah, you have to first stand up on the bench.
You need a push.
And admit that you learn Nigla every morning before dalit.
I learn Nigla every morning.
When every morning? Not 10 o'clock.
7:30 to 9 o'clock.
7:30 to 9 o'clock. You learn Nigla.
Mordechai, you'll get your turn soon.
Okay, no.
I'll say your Chavrusa usually gives you encouragement to go further, right? If you don't have the Chavrusa, you have no encouragement, so you don't want to do it yourself.
I mean, the Rabbi doesn't give encouragement.
Not everybody's built with that.
Rabbi.
Not everybody.
Not everybody's built with that mindset.
Every morning you don't have the Rebbe sitting in front of you. You have your Chavrusa sitting in front of you. You don't have the Rebbe sitting in front of you. Trust me, if I had the Rebbe sitting in front of me every morning, I would learn Chassidus. I would. I'm sure I would learn a lot of Chassidus. I wouldn't stop learning. It's very different.
That's why the Gemara says, when somebody is learning, Hashem is learning in front of him. I understand the Gemara. When you learn, Hashem is in front of you.
No one has that mindset.
Nobody
People
pictures
don't have that mindset nowadays.
That's
so it's hard.
Mindset.
Well, are you telling me when you learn your Nigla in the morning, you have that mindset?
It's not a goal, it's a fact.
Learning with you?
It's a fact like that.
It's a problem.
Hashem is in front of you when you learn.
There's a curtain in front of these people that they have to unfold.
What's
Not
that?
everybody can unfold that curtain.
That's the Gemara says.
The Gemara says that Hashem's in front of them.
Yes.
Rambam says that there's a curtain in front of these people that they have to unveil.
No.
There's a veil.
Which Rambam?
You're going to create Muna?
There's a veil?
There's a veil.
In Yud Gimel Ikrim it says there's a veil?
There's a veil in front of the person.
Yeah. Which Ikar?
One of the 13.
One of them is a veil.
Yeah, there's a
There's a veil. What's one of the ikrim?
One of them, you have to.
One of the ikrim is a veil.
Not everybody's Moshe Rabbeinu.
No way. But you say everybody could be like Moshe Rabbeinu.
Okay, well, to get there, it doesn't come overnight.
Why not?
Because it just doesn't happen. That's reality.
You need the Farbrengen. It's just what you need the Farbrengen.
It's one Farbrengen?
That's it.
No.
It opens all the lights.
Well, everybody has different struggles in life that doesn't come overnight.
It depends if you think about yourself or if you want to change.
Right. Okay.
If you want to change, and you know Hashem is in front of you, you don't remember Mem Aleph in Tanya?
Not really.
Not really.
I learned it like as a general picture. I didn't actually learn it.
Mem Aleph. This is the basis of Tanya. Chapter 41. What? Ve'avaya nitzav alav. Hashem is standing in front of him. And Hashem is checking whatever he's doing. This is the other base of every single deed.
That's the euro that everybody's supposed to have, right?
Has.
The problem is
But they don't think about it. And also, if you think that you cannot have it, and it's not natural, and have different mindset, it's impossible to have it.
For sure, she was there, but nobody feel it.
It's impossible to have it. You'll never have it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It says that to conquer the left,
Yes.
you have to get to Moshe Rabbeinu's level, right? It's Vayishlach Yeshua. Yeshua's talking about
Messianic right here.
No, that's what the
That Maimer you learned already. So you are
I'm
equipped.
not basing my life on that.
No, you are equipped with the right mindset.
That's what I'm saying.
You have the basis of the mindset, the Maimer from the Rabbi, but Yeshua, yes, and then
you get the Torah,
you get the mindset. You see the mindset, what it is? He defines like this. Since somewhere in the Judaism word ikrim is the word veil, and since there's a mimer, but to change your heart, Yira, you have to change your heart, and only Moshe Rabbeinu could do it. That's it. And I'm not Moshe Rabbeinu. And I'm telling you, you have a very positive mindset. I don't know how you do it. Can you teach us how to have a positive mindset? I would say L'chaim. Hashem should help us. I'm telling you, I'm worse than you, but I won't say. I can't say the truth. But you are a good person. You say the truth. Keep up the good work. Say the truth is one step ahead.
Listen, my grandmother says that the
I love the grandma stories.
But this I tell you to do.
The best lie is the truth.
I don't speak that French. I don't speak that Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
What Spanish do you speak?
That Spanish I don't speak. No.
Okay, well this is Colombian Spanish.
Salami, I don't know what salami in Spanish. I don't know what is salami in Spanish. But because like this. Hashem Yisavalav. It's a pasuk that the Tanya brings for every single week. Hashem is standing in front of me and is watching me. So I have to act in the right way, to speak in a good way, and to think in a good way. Minimum.
Correct.
This is Yeshua. This is Yeshua.
The Levushim, right.
The Levushim. So I have to act with some fear.
Which fear only comes after you conquer it, or like
No, not that fear. You speak a high level of fear. Yeah, but we speak of Yirat Haftarah. We're not a high level.
Correct.
I mean, you maybe, but not me. Alavaya should be at the low level of Yira because it's the minimum, and Alavaya should be at the minimum. But you see, I tell you, it's very hard for me to speak to Bach in Yeshiva, but it's full-time learning and davening. I'm working also sometimes.
Rabbi,
This is a big problem. Bekitzu like this. You have the mindset. I like the word mindset. The mindset is a good word. I like the word mindset, but change your mindset.
And you can change anything in life, but it takes time.
No. Hashem is watching me. It's like you put the light in the room. How long it takes when you put the light in the room there should be light in the room?
Life is not a clock. You can't just turn the time.
Hashem is watching me. That's the switch. Hashem is watching me.
Okay, even the switch.
No, that's the switch.
But not a switch.
Hashem the switch. Hashem is watching me. That's the switch.
Right, exactly. As fast as you turn it on, you can turn it off.
No. Hashem is watching me.
Right,
when you say Hashem is not watching me,
what happens if you hit a bump?
what?
Your switch just like you hit a wall.
No. This
Meaning
is the wall with the wall of the Beis Hamikdash.
I'm
Which
talking
wall?
about like the Galus of now, like the struggles people are going through nowadays.
The struggles.
Yeah, people are going through struggles nowadays.
Some people are struggles that they make up. See, they make up struggles.
Okay, so they can make up the struggles, but
The real struggle, they don't know.
It's easy to take apart a puzzle, but to put it back is a lot harder.
That's right. So when we put the switch, you see the light. Hashem is watching me. That's the
Okay, well,
switch.
once the puzzle's torn apart, how much harder is it to put it back
Hashem is
together?
watching me. The light is where you put the puzzle.
You're on a higher level than me,
No,
so you can say that. Or like you're
Hashem
on a
is
higher-
watching.
There's
Hashem
a
is.
reason why you're Farbrengen now, because you know where you're coming from.
No, you could Farbrengen if you want. It's no problem.
No, I'm not Farbrengen because I don't know
But
what
you
I'm
could
talking
Farbrengen.
about.
Hashem is watching. Just have to say the word. Hashem is watching. Think about this. You
That
change.
simple, right?
The mindset is different.
That simple.
Yeah. When you think that Hashem is watching you,
So I guess you have your love.
You believe
you too.
enough?
You too.
I don't. I have to get.
You think Hashem is watching or not?
I know he's watching, but the question.
That's it.
Believe enough?
But the
You'll
question
change.
is now. If he's watching, do I take it into consideration that like
I
anything?
mean, do I take it into consideration?
Okay, whatever.
Hashem is watching. Hashem is watching. I mean,
It's simple to say, you know, like
what's simple
you
to
don't
say?
care.
Well, I don't. Of course, I care.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you care, you understand what I'm talking about.
No. People make up problems. You know this. Most people make up their problems.
Okay.
So the main.
People or all people?
Okay, say all people if you makes you happy. When you think of Hashem, the
No,
problem.
I actually.
Huh?
Sounds like you're not one of those all people.
Okay, I'm gonna show you for the compliment. I'm gonna show you for the compliment. I'm gonna show you for the compliment.
No, it's not owing.
So, yeah, no charge. Okay, when somebody is thinking about Hashem is watching, it changes his behavior. It changes the way he speaks. It changes the way he talks. It changes the way he thinks because Hashem is watching. Forget this darkness. Think of this light. That's true. It's a fact. It's a fact. Think of Hashem. So you come in the morning, and your chavrusa is not there. Okay, Hashem wants me to learn by myself. What's the big deal? And if this is too hard for me, I learn something simpler. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could learn.
I want you to listen.
Somebody is in Beis Hamidrash, Shir Aleph, Shir Beis, Shir Gimel. He can learn something in Chassidus by himself. I don't believe it.
Mordechai, can you learn Chassidus by yourself?
Sure.
Could you learn Nigla by yourself?
Learns Chassidus by
He doesn't
himself.
learn Chassidus. He doesn't learn
For 10
Chassidus at
minutes.
all. He never learns Chassidus.
Yes, he does. I watch him.
Oh yeah? I
So I had 50 minutes a day.
7:30. I come at 7:30. He's not learning Chassidus. Okay, don't learn Chassidus.
I first learn Gemara, then I learn Chassidus. An hour Gemara,
What?
then I learn Chassidus for 10 minutes.
What Chassidus you learn? Tell me what Chassidus you learn.
I'm going to learn at night. Okay?
Which mimer? Tell me. Which mimer? Don't look at him. No, don't look at him. You tell me what mimer you learn.
Nice mimer.
Tomorrow night by Chassidus.
The world is battle to Hashem. It's really battle. How's it really?
I'm gonna stop Gershon to sit next to the airport.
Since it's like a river, since 1 to 7 years it can get dried up. So it can get dried up.
Oh, bro, we have to have
Since the world, since 1 second,
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
will pop. To a 7 years, brings up a choice, the world will cease to exist.
Think of also to learn what people want you to know. Think of also just to learn. Come to city to learn what you want.
Learn, that's it. I don't agree. No Chassidus. Just
Kabbalah Soul, don't do what you want. That's Kabbalah Soul.
Learn is not doing what you want.
Don't learn what you want to learn.
what?
You learn. Yeah, you're right. Actually, coming back to this. You have to learn because Hashem tells you to learn. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, but when Yeshiva says you have to learn.
Yes. Not you. You cannot decide.
And if you're at the level,
At the level, you tell them. You tell the Mashpia, you tell the Rosh Yeshiva, I'm not at this level, what should I do? It's very simple. You have to talk. You talk to me, you could talk to them.
you're not scary.
You don't know, I'm even more scared than they are.
Doesn't seem like.
I don't know. Continue the memory if you want.
Seems like you're wagging a scary thing.
You ask people, they will tell you. If you don't ask, they will not tell you. They ask you, but you know. Very simple. Now, if you repeat yourself, I am not at the level, I will never be at the level, it's impossible for me to be at this level.
I wasn't saying that.
You will not, I'm thinking about you. Think about you now. Then, you will never be able to be at the level. But if you say, I could be at the level, I'm not too far from the level. I'll be successful, I'll reach that level. I just have to try, and harder, and harder. You'll be able to do it. I'm guaranteeing it. You have to try. You have to try. You have to try once more. I'm not ever, so ketchup? Well, what's ketchup means? What's ketchup means? Ketchup means ketchup. To catch up. So first you know,
Shut up.
First you're not at the level, and then you catch up a little bit. Slowly and surely. The best people are the people that try hard. They understand better than those that understand first right away. You know that? Those people that understand right away something, they don't understand as well as those that don't understand, and they try, and then they understand. They understand better. You understand? When you don't understand, you try, you are going to understand better than those that understand right away. Because your brain is working more. It's deeper.
My brain is just smarter.
You know, it's deeper. But you is deeper. When you try harder, it's deeper. You're working harder.
You're sitting on the quality.
What?
Not the same quality. Somebody is smart. Like it's going to hit him in the face. It's going to make wood.
The one that is smart is superficial. But one...
Boy, there's no truth.
There's quality and quantity.
Like somebody is quality and quantity at the same time.
The Friedrich Rabbi in the Maimer...
Big words there, big words. Calm down. You just heard me.
The Friedrich Rabbi in the Maimer says that if somebody learn... Hello. I'm talking to you. If somebody is learning something, right? And yet, somebody is learning something, understands right away everything.
Clippers, man.
Says the Friedrich Rabbi, he didn't understand anything. But he understands, he has a clear mind, he's smart. He has no question, he didn't understand. If you have a question, you understand it. So if you have no question, that means you don't understand. When you have a question, you start to understand. So you have questions, that's good. Do you understand something? Yes. So that's also the problem. And he says, we see that the so-called geniuses of the in the shiur, after 10 years, where are they? And those that are working harder, they are here all the time. They try and harder, and not always they try to progress. Yes, but you have to get the positive of it. Everything has a positive side. Everything has a positive. Take the positive side. Don't take the negative. L'chaim.
Favorite one in the program.
Wow, it's getting late.
Oh yeah.
Say something for 3 minutes and you go.
What?
Can I see what time it is for a minute?
12:25.
No.
It's early, Rabbi.
12:25 and 12:26.
I want to see your watch.
12:26 and 2 seconds.
And 2 seconds. So we have.
Sorry, and 7 seconds. Sorry.
10.
Okay, now it's 12. You have to. You see, I get up early every morning.
No, he works.
I work and I get up early anyway.
Davins makes like a 6 or 4 hours in the morning.
I'm not like you.
3 hours and 59 minutes.
Good. You say everybody can, like anybody need try to be better and better. Like you try to know. Like to work into yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
How you get every time the same mind, like work and work. Sometimes you say, no, I can't. Like you.
Never say I cannot.
No, I can't. Like
Never say I cannot.
Where is it?
This is the Yetzer Hara. You know something called the Yetzer
Last one
Hara?
ringing, Rabbi. Last one ringing.
What?
Last one ringing, you said this.
You have something called the Yetzer
I
Hara?
cannot, you'll never.
You never can.
There's no will, there's no way.
There's a way.
If there's no will, there's no way.
I can. I
the
can.
same thing. The same thing. Like after like you try. Then like
Then you ask.
wow.
You ask the teacher. You ask your chaver.
That you want yourself, but you.
Okay, next time by yourself. But you get used to it.
Say yes, I can. No, I can't.
I could learn I know enough Chassidus every morning. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. L'chaim should be healthy and happy, Chaylach, gesund, and break the boundaries of Galus. The Galus Aplimi, Hashem should help us.
This morning.
We have to break it. Simcha.